Hi friends, we're going to be doing our compare and contrast example using Scholastic newspaper. Now in your building informational writing, there's page 53. You can use this, but I do think a Venn diagram makes a lot more sense. So I'm going to use a Venn diagram. The first thing you need to do is find two different magazines with articles that you can compare and contrast. You need to make sure you're looking at the same topic. So this is life science, and in this article, this is also life science. So I know I can compare these two. I can compare and contrast. Okay? So that's what I'm going to do. How we compare and contrast is you take out you make a Venn diagram. Okay? So first, after I read the article, it says, "Who are you calling ugly?" I'm going to contrast, and I'm going to talk about the differences. So one of the really important things when you do a Venn diagram and you're comparing stories is that you talk about the character in both stories, the setting, and the problem or what you learned. Okay? So this first one that says, "Who are you calling ugly?" It talks about the characters are unusual looking creatures. The setting is wild outdoors. And the problem, or something that I learned, is unattractive animals get a lot less attention. The article is to educate people about the importance of all animals and how to protect them. Okay? So that was that article. The other article that I decided to read, and it goes with the life science, is "This Dog Saves Lives," and it's a furry hero. Okay, so again we have the character, because remember we're talking about the character right here, character. Okay, so the character is a bear or a dog, and there are also koalas in this story. Okay, so we're ignoring this middle part, but as the setting on the first story was wild outdoors, and the setting in a furry hero is Australia's forest and wild fires. Okay, so do you see how we're comparing this? So this is very important. You pull out the character first and then the setting. And now we're going to go all the way down here, and we're going to talk about the problem or what we learned. So with the furry hero, we learned wildfires have been burning across Australia. Koalas need medical care. When treated, they are returned. Okay, and so this is how we compare and contrast. Now, in the middle section right here, that is what we see as the similarities in both stories. So this is all the similarities. We're comparing the similarities, okay? So they both talk about animals in danger. They both talk about rescuing animals. They both talk about outdoors. And they both talk about the need help from people to make these animals safe. Okay? Now that I have my Venn diagram, now I can go directly into my tabletop. Okay, notice this section right here is a table leg, this section's a table leg, and this section's a table leg. Okay, so what we're going to do first, though, is this is going to be my first table leg, this is going to be my second table leg, and then this is my third table leg. Okay, so let's do our let's do our main idea. Okay, comparing and contrasting the articles "Who are you calling ugly?" and "A furry hero," there are many similarities and differences. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is talk about, our first detail is going to be talking about who are you calling ugly, right here. Okay, so first, the article, who are you calling ugly, talks about unusual looking creatures who live in the wild outdoors. These endangered creatures are important but get overlooked. Okay, important. Now I'm going to go into our second story, which is also our second table leg. Okay. And our second table leg talks about the article, A Furry Hero, tells about a dog named Bear. Okay, so here we go. We're going to talk about the character Bear, who finds hurt koalas in Australia's forests. So we talked about koalas in Australia's forests and wildfires. The koalas need rescuing, medical treatment, and then return into the wild. Okay, so do you see how we just covered all of that? Now the third and the last one is our comparison. What do they both have? So last, both articles talk about animals in danger. The article gives solutions to help rescue animals, these outdoor animals, and offer how people can help these animals. Okay, so there you go. Those are your three supporting details. In conclusion, these articles discuss how some endangered animals are being rescued and other differences. Okay, so I'm not done yet. Okay, so now I have to write it on paper. Okay, I'm gonna write it on paper. Wildlife. Okay, comparing and contrasting the articles who are you calling ugly and a furry hero, there are many similarities and differences. First, the article who you are calling ugly talks about unusual looking creatures who live in the wild. These endangered creatures are important but get overlooked. Second, the article, A Furry Hero, tells about a dog, Bear, who finds hurt koalas in Australia's forests and wildfires. The koalas need rescuing, medical treatment, and then return to the wild. Last, both articles talk about animals who are in danger. The articles give solutions to help rescue these outdoor animals and offer how people can help these animals. In conclusion, these articles discuss how some endangered animals are being rescued and other differences. Okay, friends, I know you can do this. We've been doing it from the beginning of the year. Kiss your brain, finish up strong.